We are not even close to over.
We're not. And overall, right now, surge is the lowest threat, which is insane to think of, considering I think a lot of us, myself included, thought it would be ultimately the biggest threat. There is some flooding going on the east side of areas in the bay because you're getting the reverse surge. The water is being pushed out of the bay, and a landmass like South Tampa that can actually block that wind, that west wind blowing everything out, of the east wind rather, blowing everything out, and it will flood. So we are getting some reports, but overall, compared to what they will and are seeing south of Sarasota and Fort Myers, I don't want to say we dodged a bullet. I can't say that because certainly we have right now a flash flood emergency in effect. When the Weather Service starts using words like catastrophic flooding, that gets our attention. And your phone probably just went off if you live in Pinellas or Hillsborough County, because that was just issued. 10 to 14 inches of rain so far, and there's still a lot more on the way. I mean, the eye is right here. It's moving in this direction, and eventually it will take this northwestern side of the eye wall with it, but not before they see another 4 to 6 inches of rain. So we're going to see some areas that are going to see 20 inches of rain. There is only one thing that helps a lot with this, and that is that same offshore flow. Because if water was being pushed in, there'd be nowhere for this rain to go, and it would back up, and we would see catastrophic flooding. I'm not saying we're not seeing it now, but I'm saying the fact that this flow is still significantly offshore, that will allow the water to drain instead of backing up. So that is one favorable thing in how things are setting up right now. In fact, that's an area right here. I can't zoom in on it. Let's go ahead and go over to, okay, yeah, Jason can walk on over there. So you've got this area in red, and that is where the reports of catastrophic flooding are occurring right now with 10 to 14 inches of rain. So the red diamond right there it is. Until 2:30 in the morning, radar indicated catastrophic. Now that's an interesting setup, because this means this is not reports from people. This is not somebody calling the Weather Service saying, yikes, I'm flooding. This is just the Weather Service saying, man, you guys have had 10 to 14 inches of rain. This is crazy. There's got to be some serious flooding. And I'm sure there is. But again, my point is it could be even worse than actually it would have been if the flow had been onshore. So this will continue for another 5 hours because this rain is going to take quite a while to go through. I want to talk about our inland counties because at this point, that's where a lot of the questions are. Where is Polk County going to get rain, and how much wind are they going to see? And what about Highlands County? And what about areas toward Orlando? Well, there's a weather phenomenon, and I won't get too sciencey with you, but it's known as a sting jet. And what that does is when a system like ours, which was tropical, transitions to a non-tropical system, a winter-type storm, you often have a rush of air that comes in behind it. And that rush of air can easily go 70, 80, maybe even 90 miles an hour. So I really think that the I-4 corridor, even though the eye of the storm, I would probably guess this is going to be Cat 3 soon, now that the eye has actually moved over land. Two. I mean, 2 rather. Yeah, I mean, if it goes down to 110, we haven't seen it yet. What's the latest on it?
By the way, 16 inches of rain now at Albert Whitted Airport, coming in from the National Weather Service. Wind-wise.
Got to talk it louder, Ileana. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, winds at 115.
All right, winds are 115, so we're down another 5 miles an hour. So 5 more, and we're down to a Category 2 storm. And rain is certainly falling. Look, Polk County is not really getting all that much in terms of what's compared to Hillsborough and Pinellas, but it's on the way. So as we go through the next hour, we're going to continue to track the rain as it moves east. We're going to continue to track the wind. But I'd say if you live in Pinellas, in terms of the wind, the worst is approaching it being over. I mean, I'm not saying all of it, but, you know, we've now expired. Matter of fact, yeah, Jason's gone. I think he's gone. But the high wind warning was set, the extreme wind warning was set to expire at 9:30, and we're at 9:34. So I'll tell you what, let me toss it back to LSG and Wendy. I'm going to check from the Weather Service and see if we actually have seen that expired or extended or moved over to the east. So let's go on back to